Hello, everybody. How are you today? I am so excited to be here another week on Unfucking Midlife. How are we going to do it this time? Before I get into today's episode, I want to share something real quick. You all know I'm a big advocate for being in your body and having some kind of pleasure practice, especially as things shift in midlife. I have been using Foria products for a while now, years. And honestly, they've only gotten better for me as I've moved through perimenopause. I'm not just saying that. Whether you're dealing with dryness, discomfort, or you just want to feel more connected to your body, Foria's formulas are clean, they're plant-based, and they truly support the hormonal and nervous system changes we are talking about here. It's life-changing, all natural sexual wellness formulas for your intimate needs from menstruation through menopause. That's their line, not mine, but damn, isn't that good? Because it's true. That's what they are providing. They're rewriting the script, y'all, around pleasure, intimacy, and body care, and doing it in a way that actually works with your body, not against it, which is why I'm really excited to announce today that since I'm an ambassador, you get 26% off just for being here. Go to foriawellness.com/unfuckingmidlife and grab what you need. Girl, you know you need it. I'm not going to tell you all my favorites right now because I want to really dive into what we're working with today, but I probably will tell you guys my favorites later. Or you can just email me and ask. I'm here to dish for you. Okay, let's get into it. As you may have heard recently, because I've been talking about it a lot this last week, I started playing tennis. It is something I've been wanting to do for over 15 years, and it took me that long to sign up for a beginner's clinic at 45 years old. And I'm not upset about this at all. I'm having the time of my life, with the exception of my hip hurts. Actually, my whole body hurts from it. And it's kind of funny because my body has hurt since my 20s. I think all of us can relate to that. Like having kids, you're carrying them on your hips, you're nursing. I was running marathons. I'm always training, just doing physical things. So like, there's never not really been a time where I'm not like somewhat sore or dealing with some injury. However, last week I was like, my hip hurts, and the lack of irony in it. And there's just something about like at this damn age, when you say things like that actually hurts more because of some stupid socialization. Let's just admit it, that this narrative that like I feel like I'm up against right now, fighting that, oh, now I'm old. My body's failing. I should just accept this as a decline of the inevitable. One sore hip and suddenly I'm just like writing myself off. I'll be honest. I found myself in this contradictory. I find myself in this contradictory constantly. That wasn't the only moment. I mean, I've been doing this other thing I'm not proud to admit, but I'm going to tell on myself here. Kind of like joke around with my kids. I'm like, well, I'm old now. And they look at me like I've lost my mind because they know deep down what I know deep down. It's not even deep down for them. They're just like, bitch, you're crazy. And I'm like, yeah, no, I know. I'm not old. Even if I was, who cares? But I'm not. So why do I keep saying it? What is this like narrative? I mean, I know we're all affected by dressing room lighting. We've always been affected by it. Those fluorescent lights, like how is this still happening? But like something new surfacing when I'm going through magazines or online and I look at like fashion. And I think a lot of us are frustrated that we don't see more women in their 40s and 50s and beyond being represented. And I hear about it. Like I know I'm not alone. And this is a collective disappointment that we're not seeing ourselves reflected and what midlife looks like. So there's, this like thing going on in front of you that you're like, oh, there's proof, there's evidence, like we are phasing out. The truth is, I've never been in better shape in my life. My nervous system has never been more regulated. Like I just think about that. And I don't know if you saw my body just now, like totally relaxed. Cause I'm like, yeah, wow. That alone is just like so amazing. I I feel very confident in most areas of my life at this age and stage. And yet there's this dissonance. And so I just wonder sometimes, like, how can I simultaneously be living my most empowered life while still having these little whispers of like, I look old, I'm old. Like, what is that after one tennis ache? Come on. It's clearly the tension of, or between, oh, if you hear that barking, that's the Frenchies. It's cute and it's not. Anyway, this tension of society telling me one thing while deep down I know another. And society saying I should just be gracefully accepting my decline and stepping aside to make room for the younger, which I'm all about. Like, let's raise up the young ones. Come on. But my body, mind, and spirits and life, like my body, like life experience, like all of it's just feeling like, no, girl, don't move aside. You just hit your stride. Like, the contradiction isn't just in what I see, it's in which voice I'm choosing to believe. So the other day, listen up, I was scrolling social media, as we do sometimes, and this reel came on, and I heard this woman saying, like, I think I was just like mindlessly scrolling. That's embarrassing, whatever. But I heard this woman's words. I heard her words, and she said, I choose to wake up and be exceptional every day. Y'all, that stopped the scroll for me. So I was like, what? Who says that? She went on to say, I don't fuck with average. And I cannot tell you, well, I am telling you, like, I felt this, you know, as people are like, I felt shook. I was like, shook. At first I was like, who gets to say that? And then I thought, how did she get to a place to like say that? And then finally I was like, why the fuck am I not choosing to not only say that about myself, but believe it, especially now? So this woman, her name is Ashlyn Harris, and I continue to watch her speak. Very, just like such conviction, just so matter of fact, with her presence, and she just owns that her space. She owns her voice and who she is, and it's really, really empowering. And here's what I noticed: like when women like Ashlyn speak with such self-assurance, it makes some people uncomfortable. It's a little off-putting, apparently. And we kind of dismiss it like, that's a bit much, or she's a bit arrogant. And yeah, no, I kind of pushed back on that right when my brain wanted to say that. I was like, who gets to say that? And I was like, she does. She is. Why am I not? And I think we're conditioned. I think we can all agree. We've been conditioned to expect women to be modest, self-deprecating. That's me. And smaller than our achievements. And in midlife, this conditioning can be dangerous. It can be very dangerous. We actually can't afford to shrink anymore. The window for playing small is closing, and the cost of continuing to diminish ourselves is too high. So there's something powerful happening in the words we say about ourselves. Something that shapes not just our minds, but our bodies. Dr. Northrup, in her book, Goddesses Never Age, huge fan, reminds us that the state of our health is dictated far more by our beliefs than our biology alone. This truth shakes the foundation of what we think about aging. Words aren't just empty vessels. They become matter. They become the material. They shape our cells, they influence our hormones, and they write out the blueprint for our experience of midlife and beyond. So why aren't we choosing to be exceptional? Why do we default to fear and limitation when we could be embracing a mindset that transforms aging into an opportunity for a vibrant, full, robust life? It's easier to accept the self-doubt, the quiet little I'm not enough, than to claim the space and say, I'm exceptional. But in midlife, we can't afford it. The stakes are higher. Your quality of thinking about yourself has never mattered more. And maybe in your 20s and 30s, you could like fake it until you make it with some of that insecure thinking. But spoiler alert, those habits linger whatever you choose to think just keeps downloading and rinsing and repeating. So by the time you hit your 40s, then you've like gotten comfortably entrenched in all of that noise. And this is the moment, that's what I'm talking about in midlife, to rewrite these scripts. So here's what's happening when you speak negatively about yourself. Your nervous system doesn't distinguish between what's real and what's imagined. Your brain does not know either. They both, if you think it, it's like it's happening. When you say, I'm falling apart, your body's like, oh shit, here, this is it. And it's like you have stress hormones flood your system, your posture changes, your energy shifts. Dr. Northrup's research reveals that women who hold positive beliefs about aging live an average of 7.5 years longer than those who don't. Let that sink in. Your thoughts about your age are literally adding or subtracting years from your life. But it goes deeper than that. The stories we tell ourselves create our lived experience. When I catch myself thinking and saying, I'm old, I'm not just describing a biological fact. I'm programming my cells to respond accordingly. I'm giving my body permission to slow down, to ache, to retreat. Common beliefs I hear from women, like, I'm never in the mood for sex anymore. My body doesn't want it. Now that I'm in midlife, I can't lose the weight. My memory isn't what it used to be. I don't have the energy I once had. I can't learn new things like I used to. My best years are behind me. No one finds women my age attractive. I should just accept this is how it is now. And I got to say this, the age and the dating. Wow. I saw another reel a few weeks ago and a woman was on there and it was just a caption. She was like sad in a sauna. We were living in the craziest of times, but it said something like, my guy friend told me he doesn't put anyone over 36 years old on his dating apps. And he'll only date women younger than that. And she's just, basically like, I've aged out of the dating pool. And I was like, girl, if you're going to listen to one man, one guy talk about aging and dating and what age is like he's into or what's socially acceptable or what people are dating, who men are choosing at what age. Look at Keanu Reeves. Keanu Reeves. Let that be the one guy you like and have influence your mind on the dating world and being over 36. He's choosing someone, I believe she might be older, but she's definitely in her 50s with her fucking silver hair. And I don't know, but there's that one woman who's like, I guess it's done for me, but I would invite you, if you're not already thinking this, like, let's just believe Keanu. He's like the example. If we're going to listen to one guy, that's the one. Anyway, I digress. Most of us are operating from scripts we wrote years ago. Some of them weren't even written for us, but stories about what it means to be a woman, what we're worth, what we're allowed to want. And these scripts made sense, possibly, when we were younger. And we were trying to fit in and trying to be loved, trying not to threaten anyone with our ambition or desires. What I realized when I saw that reel later in the day, it occurred to me, and this is why that video shook me. I had someone tell me when I was younger, it was in my family, someone very close to me, that I was average, that I would never be anything more than average. And I think this person was trying to keep me humble and keep me grounded. But how I internalized that message was a bit more negative than that. And it left a lasting impression that I wasn't going to amount to anything in life. And so when I heard those words, choose to be exceptional, it confronted that story that I had, that script that was written for me so long ago. And she said, it's a choice that she makes. And I didn't realize I had a choice when I was younger. I'm very, very clear now that I have a choice. And I'll be damned if I don't choose now to wake up each day and think, I'm exceptional. And your midlife moment right now demands a similar rewrite. The script that says don't be too much becomes be exactly as much as you are. The story that whispers you're running out of time transforms into you're just getting started. The belief that aging means decline shifts to understanding that aging can mean deepening, strengthening, becoming more fully yourself. Every time you say, I'm too old for this, my body is falling apart, I should accept that my best years are behind me, I'm not as attractive as I used to be, your body listens, your nervous system responds, and your cells believe you. What if you just said, I'm exactly the right age for this? My body is changing and adapting. My best years are happening right now. I'm more attractive because I know who I am. This isn't toxic positivity or denial of real physical changes. It's choosing to frame those changes within a story of growth rather than decline. Here's your permission slip. You're allowed to think exceptionally about yourself. You're allowed to believe that this phase of life, with its wisdom, its confidence, and freedom from other people's opinions, might actually be your best yet. The stories you tell your body today become the reality you live tomorrow. Choose them wisely, my friends.